Hello, and welcome to Second Edition. I'm Cavell Clark.
And I'm Roy Navarro.
This week, we'll take a look at a new addition to the NAIT Ooks hockey team whose journey began overseas.
Then we'll go around NAIT to find the best places to study from.
But first, an important notice from our city.
A new investment might be the key to turning Edmonton into a greener city.
So in conclusions, this morning is all about good news.
Last Tuesday, Air Products held a conference about receiving $475 million in funding from both the Albertan and Canadian governments in order to reduce carbon emissions and to introduce a new hydrogen plant here in Edmonton, which will be the largest facility in the world.
Will represent an elimination of up to 10 million tons of emissions. But let me try to put that in perspective for folks back at home. These investments would be equivalent to removing 3 million cars off the road permanently.
The new hydrogen plant is expected to be completed in 2024.
The Edmonton Collision Reporting Center is recommending tools all students should keep in their vehicles this winter. The center's main focus is to process minor collisions, allowing Edmonton Police Service to respond to more serious calls.
Some warm clothes. My wife gives me sort of a to-go bag. Sits in the back. It's no pants, no jacket. So if you ever are on the side of the road and it becomes cold, that could be a lifesaver.
Collision centers in North and South Edmonton have processed more than 7,000 accidents since their opening in September 29, 2022.
The library at NAIT is introducing a new way to access their mental health resources. The library is unveiling their new virtual bookshelf with books focusing on mental health support for students. With its ease of access, the library hopes that this will increase the exposure of mental health resources to every student at NAIT.
We find that mental health and well-being, especially during COVID and beyond, is a struggle for a lot of people, and we wanted to be able to support that in the way that we do best, which for us means high-quality, trustworthy information.
The virtual bookshelf can be accessed by going to the library's website.
A local nonprofit organization is supporting students in turning their ideas into reality. Edmonton Unlimited established itself in December 2020 with the goal to increase the city's innovation by providing tools, programs, and mentorship to some of our city's youngest, brightest, and promising minds.
Edmonton Unlimited offers free 30-minute one-on-one sessions with an Edmonton Unlimited team member, and it's a chance for us to listen to your ideas and challenges.
The company is set to move into its very first physical downtown location in spring 2023. Now we take a look at Edmonton's world of entertainment.
Let's throw to Adam Dalkey, who has more on what's happening.
Thanks, guys. Edmonton is home to a new film festival, and this one is all about the women who make those films happen. The Broadview International Film Festival is Edmonton's first ever to feature only films directed by women. The creators of the festival feel that the perspective of women filmmakers is greatly underrepresented.
Women need to have an opportunity to have their voice heard and have an opportunity to be behind the camera, have the opportunity to write their scripts, to get funded and present them to audiences.
The festival takes place over 2 days and is currently being housed at Edmonton's Garneau Theatre. A new film that deals with religious persecution was largely filmed right here at NAIT. The final exam is about a college student in Turkey who was told to remove her headscarf to write a final exam. Classroom scenes were shot at NAIT in 2019, but the directors feel the film is timeless no matter when the movie was shot.
Not only in Turkey, but in the Middle Eastern countries, these kind of issues are ongoing issues. So this is kind of shedding a light for the Western people to understand.
The final exam will be releasing later this year and can be found on wishmacproductions.ca. A lot's happening in the world of indie films.
It really is. Don't you think, Cavell?
Absolutely. Thanks, Adam. Little Warriors, a local Edmonton-based organization dedicated to helping children who have experienced sexual abuse, has announced their latest project.
Our very own Brennan Porneshny sat down with Little Warriors co-founder to discuss the project.
Thanks, guys. Today, I'm joined by Dwayne Porneshny, Little Warriors founder and former member. Thanks for joining me, Dwayne. Hope you're doing well today.
Thanks for having me today, Brennan. Appreciate it.
All right, let's get into it. What can you tell me, for those who don't know, about Little Warriors? Give us a little backstory.
It was a dream of a good friend of mine, Glory Meldrum. Little Warriors was recognized as a Canadian charitable organization in 2007, which allowed us then to go and raise money and provide donation receipts to our various donors, which helped us start in our early phases with just a program to help educate adults on child sexual abuse. That continued on with Glory's vision past 2007, where she wanted to start the Be Brave Ranch.
What is the Be Brave Ranch?
The Be Brave Ranch is a facility for children under the age of 18 that have been sexually abused, that they can come for very specialized treatment to help them really overcome their fears and their anxiety with regards to a very traumatic situation that may have occurred to them.
The Be Brave Ranch is expanding with this lighthouse, which is focused mainly on adults with histories and pasts and childhoods of sexual abuse. Why don't you tell us a bit about that?
So Little Warriors has been all about the kids. We have our Be Brave luncheon annually, and the last one was on October 28th at the Edmonton Convention Center. And that's an annual fundraiser that we have, and it was announced that we were going to do the Lighthouse, first of its kind facility in Canada that 18 and over individuals that may have suffered sexual abuse in their past will be able to come to as well and go through a very intensive program to help them deal with their past trauma.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much, Dwayne, for joining me here. Learned a lot, and I hope you did as well. I'm Brennan. This has been Second Edition. Back to you guys.
The NAIT Ooks men's hockey team has made a unique add to the roster this season.
He's a player with a journey from Japan that's fascinating. Our own Amran Wahidi has more on that.
Thank you, guys. I'm Amran Wahidi, and today joining me is a very, very special guest. We have Rintaro Mashio joining us. Rintaro, first I would just like to start, how have you liked Canada since you've been here?
I'm having fun. It's so fun because it's completely different from Japan, you know. And yeah, it's fun. I got great opportunity such as playing for NAIT in college hockey. And I didn't expect that.
Just like you mentioned, you didn't really expect joining the team. So can you kind of just take us through the journey of how you got the opportunity to join this NAIT Ooks team?
Okay, so I used to go dropping hockey at Shinny.
Yeah.
That's where I practice hockey in Canada. And I met the guy playing for McEwen, and he introduced he introduced me to Scott, the head coach.
Yeah.
And then I made a walk-in practice, and he took me.
So right after that, you basically got on the team?
Yes. So as you know, I quitted hockey when I was 14 to 18 years old. So that was my first time to play competitive hockey since I quit hockey. So I was kind of nervous, but that was fun.
Yeah.
Everything is new to me, and how can I say
a new experience?
Yeah, atmosphere on the game, and also how to take a hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time, Rintaro, and good luck on the rest of the season.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Before Rintaro left, he just had one more special message.
Okay, so for my parents, now I really appreciate you guys, and thank you so much for letting me to play hockey. Good.
And I also had the opportunity to speak to head coach Scott Feldnermeyer for the NAIT Ooks about Rintaro and his journey coming to Canada.
Just a really nice guy for sure. He came out, I think we met early August. Started bringing him out to some of our captain skates, just free ice, just to see what he was all about. And yeah, he's sure appreciative of any opportunity and always works hard.
Absolutely. And just for the last question, I guess what was it that you seen in Rintaro that really made you kind of take that leap to pick him up?
When after we'd skate and scrimmage for a little while, he was working on his game pretty hard. You know, some guys just kind of shoot pucks and whatever and do that every time when they work on when they have free time, and he used that time, you know, working hard and diligent on his edge work and that sort of thing. So I was like, I imagine if you have that attitude, your trajectory of improvement over time will be pretty good. So I imagine he's just gonna keep getting better. So.
Absolutely. Well, that's all I have for you. Thank
Awesome.
you so much, Coach Scott.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll be sure to follow Rintaro on his journey. From Second Edition, I'm Omran Wahidi.
Wanting to stay in shape or start working out? One of our NAIT grads has some tips to stay active.
Join our very own Tristan Mottershed as he sits down with a personal trainer.
Thank you guys in the studio. Today I'm joined by
Paul Irwin.
So I just wanted to start off by asking, how long did you attend NAIT for, and what program did you take?
I took the personal trainer program that's there. So I started in 2010, so that's when I first started, and then I graduated in 2012. So it was a 2-year program that I took.
So how did you manage to balance your studies as well as your physical health while attending NAIT?
I think it was probably a little easier because of the program I was in. It's something that we're in the gym a little bit. We're also doing other things at the classroom learning. I've been active my whole life too, so I've been playing sports, things like that, and it just is something that I really enjoyed, of lifting weights or doing other activities, of playing squash or something like that.
Do you have any tips or suggestions for anybody starting in the gym for the very first time?
I think the biggest thing would be being aware of potential limitations, so whether that's schedule, injury history that they might have, or things like that. I think the other thing would be don't be scared to ask questions if you have questions, making sure that you're doing it properly. It's just something that if you're not doing it properly, there is an injury risk, but the nice thing about the community is there's a lot of people that are willing to help out too for those that are first entering into the gym.
What's the best way for a student to start getting into a proper workout routine?
I think it's something to be aware of, like your own scheduling, budgets, things like that. So being able to adjust to that. A lot of people get hung up that they have to do like an hour workout, or it has to be like over an hour. If you're really busy with studying and school and all these other commitments that you have, you can do a 30, 45-minute workout, stay active that way, and just kind of work your own schedule that way too.
So I know a lot of students are really tight on money right now, and I was wondering if you had any nutritional tips for a student trying to stay healthy.
I think the big thing is looking at an overall approach rather than trying to potentially count calories or anything along those lines. So making sure you're getting your fruits and vegetable intake, making sure you're still getting carbohydrates and protein as well, and just trying to maintain your energy levels so that you can still do the things that you're enjoying to do as well.
All right. Thank you very much, Paul. My name is Tristan Mottershed, and back to you guys in the studio.
Midterm season is back again, making the focus on students' mental health especially important.
Here's Rebecca Warwick with more on that.
Thanks, guys. So today I'm here with Mila LeBlanc. Thank you so much for being here today, Mila.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. With midterm season here, how can it affect you with school if you're not really taking the time to take care of your mental health?
Burnout, breakdown, pretty big buzzwords within university students. So just making sure you're taking the time to take a break throughout all of your studies can really refresh the mind. It resets your body. It makes sure that your mind isn't working overtime, you know, running from class to class to class, doing all of your schoolwork all at once. When the body is under immense stress, it's known to function poorly compared to under regular conditions. So just taking the time to take a break, do something you enjoy instead of being focused on your work all the time, just to prevent a breakdown, burnout, would do sufficient work.
In the past week or so, even just kind of in schools in Edmonton and Alberta in general, there have been as high as 20,000 absences as of Wednesday of last week. Do you think maybe that could have some sort of correlation to people's mental health kind of taking a decline?
It's not impossible that the absences have some sort of relation to mental health and the effects of not taking care of it. It's also known that when your body's under stress and when you're not taking care of your mental health properly, your defense mechanism against illness and sickness is deteriorating and it makes you more susceptible to getting sick. So I definitely think that would be contributing to the numbers, especially around midterm season and with the increase in the cold and darkness throughout the winter months coming in.
So mentioning kind of the coldness with wintertime coming in, there is of course the factor of seasonal affective disorder that kind of goes hand in hand. It's known as seasonal depression more often than not.
With seasonal affective disorder, it's closely related to depression, which in depression you're fatigued constantly, right? That's one of the main symptoms. So more hours of darkness, more likely your body is to be tired and ready to head home and take a nap.
What are some of the easiest and least time-consuming ways that you can at least somewhat take care of your mental health and de-stress a bit?
Just making sure to eat, drink water, go on a little walk maybe, change your clothes. As I was saying earlier, take breaks frequently and as much as needed. Going out, getting some vitamin D, hanging out with friends, stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here today with me, Mila. I really appreciated being able to talk with you about that. It's really, really valuable.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
I've been Rebecca Warak with Second Edition News.
After the break, we'll go on a journey to find the best places to study here on campus.
And later, we'll see if beauty hacks from the internet actually works. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Second Edition. You know, Cavell, I've been meaning to tell you, you look stunning today. What's your secret?
Aw, thank you, Roy. It has to do with a lack of sleep and a lot of vinegar and salt chips. Speaking of stunning, we're gonna find out if beauty hacks actually work.
But first, let's find out the best places on campus to study with our own Aiden Ganem.
Tired of loud places obstructing your study time? Are you tired of not being focused when there's people around? Well, I'm Aiden Ganem with Second Edition, and here are 3 places where you can study at peace and do your best work possible. Up first, we have the Natrium. Renovated in 2017, the Natrium brings modern life to NAIT, from its obscure-shaped furniture to its plant life. It even has a skylight. It also has staircases that lead up to study lounges. The Natrium is sure to offer you a calm and quiet place to do your work while also being very aesthetically pleasing. Finally, the Natrium is a calm, cool place to get your work done, and it's good for any NAIT student. Let's move on to our next location. Next up on our list is the study lounge located in the U building. The study lounge has 2 areas, this main area where you can work on group projects with your peers or just relax in a calm setting during a stressful day. The study lounge also has a quiet zone where you can focus on what you're working on without any distractions. My personal favorite spot is these cubicles that close in on themselves. But if that's not your speed, these desks with separators also make a great place to work. With all of these options and places to study, the study lounge in the U building is definitely my favorite. Let's move on to our third and final location. And finally, our last place, the student lounge in the Cat building. The student lounge in the Cat building is definitely the loudest place to get work done. It does, however, provide a great place to work with your friends. It has a very beautiful architectural design and a Tim Hortons, which makes the student lounge even more incredible. Due to the student populace, the student lounge was given a ton of spots for students to come and hang out or study. And much like the building that it's inside, the lounge has windows on the entire back wall, which makes for an amazing view of the campus. Finally, this area is definitely not designed for the solo studier, but it's perfect for people in group assignments or you and your classmates cramming for a test. Well, that does it for my list of the top 3 best places to study at NAIT. I hope you found this video informational for the next time you make a decision on where you're going to study at school. For Second Edition, I'm Aiden Ganem.
Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to be taking you through all those random, crazy, weird beauty hacks that we see online nowadays. I'm going to try them out. I'm going to rate them from 1 to 10 so that you don't have to. All right, let's go. Start by applying your self-tanner mousse to your brush. Find the indent right under your cheekbone and apply evenly. Next, pull it down and blend. Also apply it under the chin and don't forget to blend. Also apply it to your hairline since that's where the sun naturally hits. Now it's time to define that nose. You can also define your eyelids. I'm gonna let it sit for about an hour. We're gonna come back and see what I look like. After waiting an hour, it's time to wash it off. Overall, it worked out okay, and my face isn't looking like an Oompa Loompa, so to me, that is a win. First, you want to soak a towel in hot water and then fold into your desired shape. Then simply rub the towel back and forth on your lips about 15 to 30 times. I like this one. This is nice. I never would have thought about it in a million years, but the moist, hot towelette rubbing on the lips actually does a really nice job. Start by pouring some foundation into a cup of water. Then dip your brush into the product and apply evenly to your face. This will not blend good. I have streaks and lines all over my face. I look like a crazy person who doesn't know how to do makeup. And I'm just soaking wet. Start by painting the tip of a plastic flosser with liquid eyeliner. Next, simply press it into your desired shape on your eye. Fix where necessary with the eyeliner pen and you're good to go. 10 out of 10 to the eyeliner and the floss hack. This worked beautifully. And look at that winged eyeliner. It looks like probably the best winged eyeliner I've ever done. Thank you so much for joining me. This is Mackenzie Mazinkowski for 2nd Edition.
Thanks for joining us today. It's been a real hectic week, I can't even pretend. I think I'm gonna head over to one of those study spots and just get some peace and quiet.
Yeah, I suppose I can join you in that. We deserve it. We'll see you next time here on 2nd Edition.